afternoon, YouTube. It's been a year. It's been a year since I started wearing the Crye G3 uniform. I've been using it for work and I've been testing it extensively for you guys, the subscribers and the viewers, right? And I've got to say my tune has changed a little bit. I was very harsh on these. 11 months ago or something, I posted a video, I was very harsh on them. I like them a lot. I like them a lot more than I did. And watch to the end to find out why. I'm going to start out with the top, right? We're going to go over the pockets, the things I don't like, and overall wear, because that's the biggest thing, right? How quickly do they wear? That's the reason you're getting these over normal OCPs. You don't want them to wear out in 5 months, 6 months, a year. So the pockets. Now that I've been using these little hand pockets, super handy. Stand around, look like a dingus, pretend you're awesome. You do look pretentious as fuck when you use these, but I think that they're super comfy. This is a cool way to stand around, point at stuff. I do keep items. See, I have an item in my pocket right now. I'll keep like sometimes money in there or little small papers, maybe like a range card. They're really handy for paper items, not much more. These pockets, I legitimately don't know if I've ever used them, these front breast pockets, but the hand warming pockets, especially on a cold morning, keeps them close enough to your body, warms up your fingies a little bit. Nice pockets. Moving on up here, these are pretty handy, right? You can easily throw a tourniquet in there, and I like having this Velcro because it's super easy to open them. Normally, I'm a button guy. That's going to be a theme for the rest of this uniform. I wish there were buttons here. I wish there were buttons here. But for these shoulder pockets exclusively, being able to rip that open, throw a tourniquet on there, Velcro it half down, and then you can pull it out when you need it. Super handy, right? I wish that there was a pen pocket, but I understand this is a field uniform. I know there is technically this pen pocket. When you put a pen in there, it will just jab you up in the side. I have a Sharpie right here. You can see. You can put it in there and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of annoying there. I don't enjoy this little pen pocket. I also don't enjoy it for sunglasses. They're just gonna fall out or they're gonna get broken. But yeah, Crye Precision, if you're watching, when you make the G5s, maybe just a little OCP style pen and pencil holder. But that's a small gripe. There's also this middle one, which I do sometimes use. This one. This one's a little bit better, but it's still, it kind of, I don't know, it feels a little awkward. I'm not crazy about the pen pockets, but like I said, small gripe in the grand scheme of things. That about does it for the pockets on the top. In terms of the Velcro on the top, I still do not like these. I really don't enjoy the split Velcro. That's one of my biggest complaints as well with the top, is it's just the split Velcro it looks cool, I guess, but it does not Velcro very well. I've lost my Arctic tab like 4 times. I'm just lucky that I always find it stuck to my vest or my backpack strap or an office chair or something, but this runs away. The flag stays on fairly good, and our unit patch is large, so it stays on, but your Magicom, it will try to run away. Smaller patches will try to run away. It is what it is. It's good quality Velcro. It's just such a thin strip of it that I don't know. I don't enjoy the design, but like I said, not really a problem. I don't wear patches most of the time if I'm doing field work anyway, so not a big deal with that. Anyway, moving on to the pants. All right, now moving on to the pants, right? I've used these way more than the blouse, hands down, right? A lot of times in the field I'm using either a combat shirt or a Santee because it gets ridiculously hot in the south. So the pants are what I wear most of the time. And I'm a lot more impressed with them now than I was when I got them, right? We're gonna do the same thing as with the blouse. Talk about the pockets first and then my gripes. These pockets, fantastic, right? Keep my phone in this one, car keys in this one, or just other items, super handy. You can be sitting in a vehicle. These pockets are always there. If you have a battle belt on, these pockets are still super available after these ones disappear. These little side pockets for the knife, useless, waste of fabric. Don't know why they're there. I just use the normal pocket, like jeans, because I'm not stupid. You could use this, but Then the clip kind of goes on there. You open the cargo pocket and the knife comes out. Ridiculous pocket when you have a normal pocket beside it, but that's just me. Some people really like them. Moving down, we have the cargo pockets. They expand a ton. Initially, I was a little bit annoyed going from the lightweight OCPs to these because things do jingle more, but they're kind of up higher. They're hard to use. If you have your battle belt on, these pockets do become not super useful. This one's just kind of gonzo, right? All I can keep in there is a lighter. My holster sits like right there. Insert footage there. So that is a bummer, but overall they are pretty good pockets, and I do like the elastic on the inside here. I have used that. You can put an M4 mag in that if for some reason you just need one more, you don't have room, throw it in your pocket, you can run around, it doesn't move. Super handy, right? Coming around to the back, I always keep my wallet in the right side. This Velcro is coming, like, it is not super Velcro-y anymore. It's been about a year of almost daily use, so I don't know, I guess that's to be expected. It's high quality Velcro, but you know, it wears out over time. Same thing with this one. It's definitely, it still catches, but it's not nearly as good as this side, so is what it is. But they're fine. The back pockets are fine. I like that they aren't too deep. The combat pants have a super deep back pocket that make it super awkward to carry a wallet. These wear a lot more like normal pants or jeans, you know. Moving down, we have the knee pads. I found one knee pad. I only wear one on the right side because whenever I kneel, it's always on my dominant side. And that's actually fantastic. It's a lot lighter weight than the combat pants. I'm gonna open it up though. It's just like a thin foam, but it does make a huge difference, especially if you're working either on concrete or a sharp environment. There's a lot of needly plants in the woods, and being able to take a knee and not have a plant go up into your skin is fantastic, right? And being able to have it on one side keeps me from getting too warm. You definitely sweat under it, but it isn't too bad, and it flexes with you when you move really well, unlike a hard knee pad. So overall, I've really enjoyed these a lot more than I thought I would. Like I said, I was initially very, very rough on these. When I did my initial review, they've grown on me. Super basic belt loops. I have not used the little extra loop portion for friggin' anything, because if I need extra items, I'm gonna, you know, wear my whole battle belt that already has carabiner style clip. So I don't know why a guy, maybe if you wanted just a little D-ring on there or something, but for me, not super useful. These bottom pockets, I keep weapon cards in them, but that's really about it. They're kind of awkwardly shaped compared to, they're a little bit shorter than a normal OCP, so putting a full notebook in there doesn't fit super well. And the Velcro, I'm worried about stuff coming out. No button. Small gripe. Same thing for the one on the right side. But overall, terrific pair of pants. Now in terms of wear, I've worn these almost daily, really. I've had them through multiple exercises. I went waist deep in a swamp for 4 or 5 hours back in May, April, May. I probably made a YouTube short. They were completely mud soaked. I've sweated through them many times, and they've held up pretty well, right? They're gonna be a lot warmer than your normal lightweights, but most of the time they aren't too warm. It's a lot like wearing a thick pair of jeans. If you use jeans when you're mowing the lawn, these are gonna feel a lot like that. This is starting to wear near the knee pad. I don't know how well that's gonna show up, but I'll get right here. That's what it looks like up close. That's disappointing to see on a pair of pants this expensive, especially only 1 year in. I would expect to get many years out of these, but that is the knee that I use to take a knee, and you can see it fraying. But other than that, I don't have any other rips or tears, and I have worn these through some thorny spots, right? Yeah, so far, much more impressed. We got one back here starting, one little, I'll put a picture of it here. Another little scratch, but for the most part, I've been very impressed, Overall, I've been very impressed. These have become my daily wear OCPs. especially if I'm doing inside training, you know, like CBTs on the computer or going to appointments. I think they look very professional and sharp, right? Because you want to present a good image, right? You want to say, hey, my squadron's put together. And if you stay somewhat fit and wear well-fitting uniforms, I think it makes people say, hey, that squadron has good dudes, right? They look and they say that guy is professional. And I would say I think they look pretty good, especially if I'm doing something high vis, right? If I'm going to like a very public event, I usually wear these. They haven't faded too much, right? I mean, there's been slight fading, but this was already multiple years old when I bought it from my friend up in Alaska. The pants I got new in the package. I got them at a discount, don't worry. I didn't pay full price. But overall, like minimal fading. And that is in the Georgia sun. That destroys lightweights. This isn't to say I don't like the lightweights. I still do use them a lot, especially in the field. When it's like black flag conditions outside, it's hard to wear these and not just sweat through them. But overall, if you can find them used or get them issued, that's the big thing. Find them used or get them issued. I would never pay full price for a pair of these, and I probably wouldn't own 2 pairs. Maybe if I could get a second pair of pants at a decent price, I would never need a second blouse. Just because, you know, if I'm in the field and I need 2 pants, I'm probably wearing combat shirts along the way. But if you can get them used, these are a terrific uniform, and I've been very impressed with them. I will do another review at 2 years. Hopefully they're still around and not ripped, but yeah, a year in, they are definitely better than other OCPs I've owned. The BMT issue original OCPs, I've destroyed 2 or 3 pairs of those, and I mean destroyed. So, I mean, I am very rough on my uniforms in the field, and if these can hold up to rucking, running, diving into gravel, digging holes in the ground, you know, like I'm putting them through the 9 yards. Do not worry, YouTube. I am jumping around in the gravel. I'm trying to rip them up. So the fact that all I have is the beginning of a fray on the knee that I take a knee on all the time, and the beginning of a fray back here, not bad. Stay posted. Obviously, my content has slowed down recently. I'm very busy, professionally speaking, and I don't have time to make the content I have time usually, but I'm going to try to get stuff out weekly or bi-weekly. It's going to be good content, so stay subscribed. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, leave a dislike, leave a comment. I love reading the comments, and see you guys next time.